If you at home want to scare all your friends, you're in luck, because the official Jerry mask is now for sale. It's the exact same mask from Sub's brand new horror game, Jerry. Jerry's all about collecting keys, unlocking doors, and escaping an evil ice cream factory. But it won't be easy, because the evil ice cream man, Jerry, will be chasing you around, trying to stop you at all times. Make sure to check the Jerry mask out on Roblox today. Link is in the description. I have an awesome video lined up for you, Sub, because today we're going to be theorizing about 10 true identities of Piggy characters in Roblox Piggy. We've got a bunch of characters to explore today, Sub, from mysterious characters to new characters to well-known characters. There's so much to cover, so let's get to it. Number 1. Zompiggy. The theory of Zompiggy is a very famous one, Sub. It's been discussed by many Piggy players, and the theory goes like this. You know how we never see Grandpa Piggy in the game? Well, that's because it is believed that Zompiggy is, in fact, Grandpa Piggy. Except since Grandpa Piggy was the first person to ever be infected, he's decayed drastically since he was first infected, causing him to turn into the decaying Piggy that he is today. Because Zompiggy is the only one that we see in the game with a missing chunk from their body, all the other Piggies are fully intact, meaning that they must have only recently been infected and have not yet begun the decaying process. Speaking of recent, did you know Sub recently got a star code in Roblox? Yeah, cool, right? If you want to help support the Subs Blocks World channel the next time you're buying Robux for no extra cost, enter code SUB at checkout. Number 2. Budgie. Continuing with the theme of Piggy's grandparents, we have Budgie. Budgie's one of the 2 brand new skins added to the game, and despite most players believing Budgie isn't a part of the real Piggy story, I believe there's a chance that they could be. Just think about it, Sub. In the Peppa Pig show, Granny Pig has a pet parrot known as Polly the Parrot. And you know what parrots are known for, don't you, Sub? That's right, being a pirate's bird. And guess who's a pirate-themed bird in Piggy? That's right, Budgie. So my theory is, Sub, when Granny Pig got infected, her bird got infected right at the same time, causing them to grow in a weird way and become a fully grown evil Piggy monster. Scary, right? Number 3. Grandmother. We've started with Piggy's grandparents, Sub, so we may as well continue. And the only person left to cover is Grandmother. My theory is, Sub, after seeing what happened to Grandpa Pig, Grandmother had no choice but to search for him. And so she searched, and she searched, and she searched, until eventually she stumbled upon a horrifying Dino Piggy monster. She was so in shock at what she found that she was unable to fight or even run away. And so she was infected. In her infected form, she wandered back to where she spent most of her conscious life, at her poutine, of course. Because she is at such an old age, she runs far slower than the other Piggies. But one thing is for certain, and that's that the Piggy infection has truly taken over. Speaking of old age, Sub, this channel's been around for quite a while now, so I'm shocked a lot of the viewers at home still aren't subscribed. Subscribing is the best way to make sure that you never miss another Subs Blocks World video. Number 4. TSP. This is a theory I've stuck by for a long time now, Sub, and it's the theory about who TSP is. As well as a lot of the Piggy community, I believe that TSP stands for the Super Potato. Who is the Super Potato? Well, in the Peppa Pig show, the Super Potato is a character that only shows up when Mr. P is around, and originally appeared to be just Mr. P in costume. But it turns out they're actually a different person. One thing is for certain, if there's someone that would know all of Mr. P's secret operations, it would be his trusty sidekick, the Super Potato. And that's why I believe TSP has had the perfect opportunity to sabotage Mr. P and attack him in the hospital chapter. Number 5. Robbie. One of the Piggy theory community's favorite things to theorize about is the mall map and the relationship between Mousy and Robbie. No, Sub, not that type of relationship. I mean, just how did Mousy end up as an infected Piggy monster crawling around the vents, and why is Robbie so aggressive? Is it even possible for robots to get the piggy infection? Robots can't catch any infections that I know of, Sub. However, what I believe, Sub, is that Robbie isn't necessarily infected, but I think his burglar detector has been set off, causing him to act all crazy, since it's pretty clear by now that he's a mall security robot. Maybe a piggy at some point set off his burglar alarm detector and it caused him to attack Mousy, and now he's just running rampant all over the mall. Number 6. Mr. P. By now, Sub, Mr. P seems like an open and shut case. What with the notes left around the map, the way he acts, the way he treated us in the hospital, and most notably of all, the true ending cutscene. However, Sub, a large majority of Piggy players are still under the impression that Mr. P is an evil character who was out to cause havoc from the very beginning. But in actual fact, it was a huge misunderstanding. While Mr. P was trying to help you, he found out that both you and Bunny had begun to become infected. And even worse, the hospital was raided by TSP. He had no choice but to leave you two behind and run away. One thing you shouldn't leave behind before running away is the like button. Liking the video is an awesome way of showing support for the channel, and it shows Sub that you're enjoying the video so he knows to keep making more just like it in the future. Number 7. Piracy. Here's a bit of a peculiar one, Sub. Piracy was a skin that didn't appear anywhere in the Piggy story. However, I think it may have more to do with the Piggy infection than most of us realize. Because, Sub, the start of Piracy is para, a bit like parasite, don't you think? And if we quickly Google what a parasitic infection is, it tells us that parasites live off other organisms, like an innocent Piggy victim. And if we continue to read, it tells us about how they can even make the people they infect sick, Sub. Now, I don't know about you, Sub, but that sounds awfully similar to the way somebody is infected in Piggy. Number 8. Skelly. Continuing with the theme of peculiar skin, Sub, we have Skelly. Eagle-eyed Piggy players will have noticed that Skelly appeared far before the skin was ever added to the game. If you look closely in the classroom of the school chapter, Sub, you'll notice a golden statue of Skelly lurking in one of the corners. So that begs the question, Sub, is it possible for Piggy infection to take over an inanimate object? Or is it just that the statue on the school chapter is based off a sighting of the golden Skelly skin that we know today? While there's no way to truly know without Minitoon explicitly telling us, I think it's an interesting thought nonetheless. Do you have any Piggy character theories of your own? Make sure to tell us about them in the comments. You might even see your theory featured in a future video. Number 9. Torture. Well, we don't know a lot about the Torture skin. What we do know is that they appear on the Outpost map. I like to think Torture previously worked for the armed forces, but didn't necessarily live at the Outpost. Or maybe they were even called in after finding out about the Piggy infection taking over all of the soldiers. Since what reason would you have a flamethrower unless you plan to light up a ton of soldier piggies? Well, whatever their purpose was, it's pretty clear to see that they failed, since they are now also a Piggy monster too. Number 10. Soldier. So that just leaves the soldier piggies. Just by looking around the outpost, it's very clear to see that the soldiers did in fact live there, as you can see a medibay and even barracks. It's entirely possible that just one piggy entered the outpost and caused all the soldiers to become infected. As we already know, traditional bullets have no effect on Piggy. Sure, they'll knock her out for 20 seconds, but she'll never truly be oofed. It's possible that just one of the soldiers became infected, and from there they infected another soldier, and then another soldier, and another. You see where I'm going with this, Sub? It would appear some of the characters have a deeper meaning than we originally thought, Sub. Speaking of deeper meanings, did you know that the star code Sub has a deeper meaning than you might think? Make sure to check out our video all about the truth about star codes if you haven't already to learn about just how cool Star Code Sub truly is. I don't know about you, Sub, but my brain hurts after all this theorizing. I think it's about time for me and you to take a break. Only until tomorrow when we upload our next video, of course. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time, Sub.